Right to the say suggestion via channel member. Guys, what is going on in New York? Oh no, Memdani is forcing people to run, and I agree. Right? Truth be told here, luckily I don't live in New York anymore, guys. I mean, I was born and raised in New York. But I'm definitely glad that I'm not there to see this nonsense, guys. I mean, listen, guys. If you are making more, let's say, than the average common typical New Yorker, you're the target. And sorry. And you're white. Because I think that's what Mamdani said, right? You have to be like, if you're white, go for the white neighborhoods specifically, right? And then and tax them to death. That's basically what he said. I'm just kind of boiling it down. But either way, let's go and jump into this nonsense, guys. Let's do it.
Whoa. Escape from New York, the tax base has been fleeing the Empire State. And that was before a socialist was the front runner to be mayor of its biggest city. Okay. The top 1% pays more than 40% of all income taxes in New York. Normal. That means social services, benefits, healthcare, education. Well, those people are packing their bags and they're moving south. The numbers just don't lie. Over 125,000 New Yorkers moved to Florida alone, and with them went a combined $14 billion in income. That's a big...
Okay, guys, yeah, the problem is that these numbers are irrelevant. I get that they're trying to set up the story, right? But these numbers specifically... Mamdani was not mayor in these eras, but either way, let's continue.
Ouch right there, Gary. Do you think that the flow of people down south to southern states like beautiful Florida, is that going to stop when Mamdani's
elected? It's not going to stop.
Let me just state, if able, business people and capital will flock to where it's treated best. And all I can tell you, in my city in Florida, you have stores, restaurants, schools, hospitals, you name it, going up because people keep coming in, and they are coming from New York and other states, the blue states that continue to disrespect the taxpayer with high taxes and ridiculous regulations, fees, fines, mandates, you name it.
Criminality.
And it is stunning to me, after we have these statistics already, that the voters in New York would vote. This man's, I wish he was a socialist. He makes a socialist look like a Republican. That's how bad he is. And unfortunately, he's not even hiding it. When he says the means of production, that is right out of the Marx booklet, and it is going to be bad news if he follows suit. And I am heartbroken for this city, because I can promise you the tax base is going to be running out of here.
Yeah. Can I just
of course.
Cascades on itself. This started during COVID. Bad policies drove people out. And I always say the people who came back after COVID are not the same demographic. They're your Mamdani voters. I was just walking around yesterday and thinking that all the things I loved about the city had changed so much. Not just, we talk about the crime issues every day, we talk about the taxes, but for me personally, I used to love staying in the city on a weekend to go have great brunches at crowded spots where you would run into friends, or walking through the park. None of my friends are here anymore. Nobody's here. I walk around.
We're friends.
You're here, thank God. But nobody else is. And so when I walk around neighborhoods that I used to love to just, shop and stop for this or stop for that, it feels so different that all of this that I'm paying for, I'm not really getting the same enjoyment out of it. And now I fly away, with my feet, or literally fly on the weekends because I don't want to be here.
Right, I'll agree. I'll agree, absolutely. Like, the majority of the people I grew up with in New York don't even live in New York anymore. Most of them live in the South. Georgia is really popular for New Yorkers, right? And then if you are a business owner or you engage in any type of business practices, then Florida itself is also another good place. I personally don't like living. I would never live in Florida. Right. But now having a business specifically located there with a virtual address, right, I think is a great idea specifically, like, right, to move your company, specifically if you're making a good amount of money, move it to a place that actually is not going to just completely steal from you all day long here. And why I say specifically I wouldn't live in Florida is because Florida is basically an HOA state, right? Run your business there. Sure. Great. Get a virtual address. Sure. Great. Don't live there. Unless you like HOAs and hurricanes, guys, right? And having like a terrible ability to basically, insure your property. But either way.
Raises the question again, why did Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, endorse Mamdani? She has said she doesn't agree with him on his tax policies, that he wants to hike taxes on New Yorkers, but she must see the same data that we just talked about too, and knows that her tax base is leaving the city as taxes are going up. And he wants to just hike them even further, impose a 2% income tax on new Big Apple residents making more than $1 million a year. He wants to raise the corporate tax too, to match something like New Jersey, which that's a whole separate topic. We know that's not good. Yeah. Why, Brianna, would she endorse him if she says she doesn't like his tax policies, and we can assume she knows what that's doing to the state?
Because Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America, and I don't say that lightly. That being said, it gives...
got competition for that.
No. What are you talking about? The worst? I think you're just saying that. Like the worst in America. Have you encountered J.B. Pritzker? Have you encountered Gavin Newsom? Bro, that whatever Kathy Hochul is doing, I get it. We're here. Right? We can have the conversation, right? But trust me when I say Gavin Newsom and J.B. Pritzker are the worst governors in the United States of America, period, guys. All right? Let's not brush over that.
Newsom is definitely neck and neck on this one, but Kathy Hochul legitimately hates everything America stands for, and it does give Elise Stefanik a little bit of a boost, obviously, going into this gubernatorial race. Back to the wealth flight. Mamdani is following a very similar playbook to what happened to New York in the 1960s and the 1970s, right? You go back to Mayor John Lindsay, he expanded welfare programs, he hiked the tax rate up, and wealthy New Yorkers saw tax rates, they saw fiscal irresponsibility, and they did see crime, and they left. And by 1975, New York City was bankrupt. It took a long time to get New York City back to where it is, at least right now. So the fact that Mamdani now wants to almost not only double down on those policies, but actually expand on the things that cause the problems should be a warning sign to anyone in New York with money or sensibilities to get out now.
And there's more to it than the economy. If you just watch what he says on criminals and jails, it is... When I travel the subways now, there's a lot of police officers there, and you know what's happened now? There's less crime because of that. And now he wants to go the opposite route. And the #1 job of any leader of any community, state, or country is to protect the citizenry. How do you protect the citizenry? You make sure you have enough people out there that protects them, #1. And if you do the crime, you are going to do the time. And he is the opposite of both that. And it's stunning that anybody who has families here would vote for this type of crazy.
Brian,
it makes them feel good, guys. I mean, listen, whenever you see like the sad, pitiful stories, on the internet or just like looking down the streets of New York, right? You start to realize that there are people who are absolutely able-bodied. Okay, they have the ability to go get a job. They have the ability to, start a business for themselves. They have all of these abilities. They're choosing to just completely suck off of the government, if that makes any sense here. They're not trying to better themselves because, as expected, whenever you get things handed to you, they basically become entitlements, and that basically stomps out any type of ambition. Because for what? I have it for free. I don't have to worry about this, right? Now, understand this here. There's a certain subsection of Americans that absolutely need it. Okay, when it comes down to like people that are disabled, the elderly, specifically the ones who are at an age or a place in their life where they could just seriously no longer kind of fend for themselves. I have no problem with those people specifically utilizing any type of like government funds or any type of government assistance. But I'm sorry, if you are the age of 30 and you have 57 kids by 57 different fathers, okay, I'm not sure we should be paying for that for your ridiculous mistakes in life. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, you should have stuck with the first one and moved on. All right, truth be told here. But either way, what are we expecting here? Mamdani's going to get in office, absolutely raise the taxes on the people who are actually out here working, creating business, hiring people. And then he's going to be confused when he starts realizing that all of these individuals with actual money, funds, resources, access, all right, are running as far as they possibly can from the city. So now what's left? You're gonna raise the taxes on the people in New York City who are making less than $50,000? Because that's basically what you're talking about. Right? You're trying to pull a Robin Hood scenario, not understanding that the people specifically that are building all the industry, maintaining all these buildings are going to leave. All right? They're going to leave, bro. This is silly.
Hearing some reports that maybe AOC has plans or is working and developing on plans to run for president herself. 2028.
Huh?
Do it.
So I wonder,
Do it.
I wonder if
Make
you have someone like
Mamdani
Mamdani win the mayoral election,
Vice President.
would that be a win that would help her advance that cause, maybe get closer to the White House, or would it actually be a gift for the Republicans because everyone would have to reckon with how bad Mamdani's policies are? Would it be a setback for her, actually?
I think, you could disagree with me on this, but I think if Mamdani wins the mayoral race, she views that as a bigger glide path in the Democratic Party, because what it says to her is that that wing of the party is unchallenged. Kathy Hochul not standing up shows how weak she is. And she may be the worst governor in America, but she's more centrist, a little bit more centrist than Mamdani. She gave up, she endorsed him. So I think, and by the way, AOC thinks about being president every morning of every day.
Okay, guys, we're done with this here. AOC running for president would be a great idea, I think, personally. I think she'd be able to kind of, push more of her policies out, to the public. More people would actually have to listen to what she says. And then I think more people will start to realize this is nonsense. And then a Republican will just wipe her away, bro. Like, that's basically what's happening here. I would say this here, there's a perfect set here, okay? AOC and Mamdani as like the vice president. Okay, cool. That's one option. All right. Or what about AOC and Gavin Newsom as bro? That may be the one. Or like J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago. Like that whole set of people. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's say Gavin Newsom. No. Let's make it even more like absolutely guarantee. AOC and Kamala Harris. All right. What about that? Have AOC run with Kamala Harris for president in the next race. Go for it. I want to see that. I think that'll be absolutely hilarious, truth be told here. They're not going to win, right? But it would just be funny to watch the train wreck happening, guys. Truth be told here, guys, I mean, that's my opinion here. I don't think that the American people want any of the nonsense that the left is basically pushing large scale. If they did, they'd win consistently. But the problem is that the left, as of right now, are basically focusing exclusively on like the small niche subgroup type of issues, right, that do not affect the majority of the United States of America, and they're trying to make them like they're the biggest issues on the planet. They're not. All right, our border is a big issue, but whatever, right? Who am I? A random guy on the internet. But all right, listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry. Right? Listen, like and subscribe.